Hi, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. I am thrilled to be live. My name is Beth Santos. I'm founder and CEO of Wonderful. You're going to learn a little bit more about me, all about Wonderful, and all about Microsoft Start, which we're talking about today. In the meantime, I'm going to let you all take a minute and come on in, get settled, get comfortable. I see so many comments already hitting, so I want to say hi. Drop your name is already there, but drop your location. I want to see where everyone is coming in from all around the world. I see Pam is here. I see Lauren is here. I see Michelle is here. Imani is here. Sarah, Nikki. Hi, everyone. Thank you all so much for taking the time and being here. Go ahead and drop in the chat where you are. Oh my gosh, and you're already doing that. You are so on top of things. You're amazing. Jordan's posting on the She's Wonderful account. Alicia's here in Ohio. Christine is here. Where are you, Christine? You're always around the world. Roshni's in London. Sarah's in Chicago. Michelle's in California. Hi, Michelle. Nikki is in Seattle. We've got more California in the house, London in the house, Vancouver. Hi, Kat. San Antonio. Marissa's in Washington, D.C. Oh my gosh, what a crew. I am thrilled to have all of you. We've got Kenya here, Bolivia, all around the world, everybody. So great to have you here. One of the things that I want to start doing is, oh my God, I just can't even stop. There's so many. Okay, I'm going to stop for a minute. Is talking to you about some of the new cool innovations, opportunities for content creators. And before I do that, I want to tell you a little bit about Wonderful for those of you who are new. I see a lot of members in our community, but I also see a lot of new faces and new names. So let me take a step back before we get started and introduce myself and introduce Wonderful to all of you. Anyone who's a newbie, welcome, welcome. Again, my name is Beth. I am a social entrepreneur. I'm a community builder. My whole scope is to help make travel better for women worldwide. And that means a couple things at Wonderful. It means empowering women with the tools to get out there confidently with a live support network of women all around the world. It also means helping content creators to share real stories about what travel is really like for women worldwide. We do a lot to challenge the travel industry to be and to do better by women, to have better representation of women in leadership roles, to have better representation of a diversity women in travel marketing, and to really lift the voices of the grassroots people, voices out there, which are the creators in building lasting businesses for themselves. When I started Wonderful, it started as a travel blog in 2009. I was on my own. I was alone. I was building something in a world where, for any of you who are building your blogs in 2009, it was not a big world for content creation yet. That whole market has evolved over the last few years, and I never could have imagined that it would have become the company and the business that it is today. But here's a quick look at what we do. We now have over 45,000 members across our community. They're getting together in events in over 50 global chapters worldwide. Part of that is just thousands of content creators that are sharing their own stories, whether it's on their blogs, whether it's on their social content. And if you haven't heard of Wonderful before, maybe you've heard of WITS, which is our travel creator summit that we host every year. We have 500 content creators, sometimes more. We're expecting more this year, that join us for a whole long weekend of fam experiences and keynotes and workshops and networking opportunities with brands that want to work with creators. And it's a really spectacular event. And of course, on Saturday night of WITS, we get together for the Bessie Awards, which is an award show that we have that honors women and brands of impact in the travel industry. It is a really cool and special event, and I'm really grateful to be able to be part of it. You know, because we started as a blog in 2009, we really like spending a lot of time helping content creators hone the tools of their own craft. And one of the other things we really like doing is gathering everyone together across borders, across ecosystems. Oh, I love this. There's like some people coming to, we're going to be in Puerto Rico in May for our next WITS. So I'm seeing like, I'm going to WITS. I'm so excited. I can't believe it. It's going to be amazing. But we love also, even if we can't get together in person all the time, one thing I really love is being able to get together right now, all of us in the same virtual room, convening to talk about how this industry is evolving, how this space is evolving, what tools are available to us, what things should we be thinking about as we really build our own online presences as creators. And that's something that I want Wonderful to be a resource for all of you with, is helping you not just learn about these new opportunities, but we're going to get under the hood, right? We're going to talk with the creators themselves about these tools and resources. And today, we're talking to probably the creator of all creators when it comes to online resources, and that's the Microsoft Start team at Microsoft. So really grateful to have them here. This is all of your chances to ask your questions directly to the women themselves, to hear about how this program can be helpful to you, to, ask anything that you wanted to know about this program. If you've heard of it before, if it's something that sounds new, this is our chance to learn everything. And by the way, this event will be recorded. So if you're watching it live now, whether it's on YouTube, on LinkedIn, or on Facebook, you'll also be able to go to the same link and watch the recording. And that link will be available in perpetuity. So you'll be able to watch it back on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Facebook anytime. So then you can continue to come back and have access to it. But we'll give you all that information after this. We have a great conversation. And if I haven't said it enough, huge thanks to Microsoft for making this event possible. We're so excited to partner with them. We want to introduce you to this really neat platform that travel creators can use to attract new fans, expand their business, and what we're all about, which is getting paid. So in order to do that, I want to bring this conversation to the start. And to do it, I first want to bring up to the stage my friend and wonderful coworker, and also a user of Microsoft Start, right, Jordan? Okay, awesome. Jordan Campbell. Jordan is not just Wonderful's global hub manager, which means she runs all of our global chapters around the world. She's also the DC-based blogger at Global Debauchery. She is a flash-packing road tripper who loves offbeat misadventures, plus super tasty libations along the way. And she absolutely lives to help people travel deeper. She's traveled to 62 countries in all 50 states and firmly believes in doing one thing every trip that scares you. Welcome, Jordan.
Hey, hi, everyone.
Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
How do you feel about this conversation? Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm excited. I've actually been using the Microsoft Start program myself for a little while now. So I'm really stoked to introduce other people to it as well.
Well, it looks like you've got a little bit of a fan club over here. So the comments are going wild with Jordan. Thanks for being here and leading this. And what I want to do is introduce the two women who are representing Microsoft Start, who are incredible leaders in their own right. So I'm going to bring them to the front. First, we have Lilia Karimi, who's the partnerships and acquisition lead at Microsoft Start, where she works with bloggers to amplify their content and help them learn about the platform. She's also an entrepreneur in the wellness and hospitality world and founder of Love Collective. She loves taking advantage of remote work to travel and work around the world. And when she's not traveling, she's based on Whidbey Island, Washington. Lilia, welcome.
Hello. So excited to be here.
So great to have you here. Thanks for taking the time. I know I'm going to mute you. I can do that on my end. Lilia's having a little bit of echo issues, but we're going to get through it and be totally fine. So if I mute you, I think you should be able to unmute yourself, but let me know in the chat if you have any trouble with that. And then, of course, I also want to bring in Piper Essick. Piper Essick. Piper is the partner retention manager at Microsoft Start, where she helps bloggers have the best experience possible on the platform. She's also a floral designer and owner of @Petals by Piper, which we're going to put all of this in the chat because the two of you are not only working on Microsoft Start, but you're both badass entrepreneurs, and I love it. In the winter, you can find her snowboarding on the slopes in Washington or drinking a cup of Earl Grey tea. So Piper, come on in here.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. So what I'm going to do is, oh my gosh, Piper, you have a fan club here too. The comments are like, Piper's flowers are amazing. I can't wait. Okay, I'm going to hop off and share this in the chat. I will let the three of you talk. I know we have another special guest joining. I'll leave you all to have that conversation. Okay.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Beth.
All right. Lilia, Piper, thank you so much for joining us. So I have questions that I know everyone in the audience is just dying to know the answers to. Why did Microsoft launch this new creator program to begin with? What were the goals of it?
Share. Also, if my sound gets like too terrible, let me know and Piper can take over. But Microsoft Start is essentially, I'm sure many of you have heard of MSN, so Microsoft Start News. MSN is basically going through a rebrand called Microsoft Start. So if you were to go to msn.com, that's essentially the homepage of Microsoft Start. So it's the same place as start.com. And previously, Microsoft Start has had about, or MSN has had like 1,500 large publishers on the site. So you've got like the CNN, New York Times, like People Magazine, all of those large publishers if you're on msn.com or start.com. And so essentially Microsoft Start is like branching out to be a more personalized news feed. So right now, if you're on start.com, instead of just seeing like the pre-fed content, you're going to actually, the more you use it, get a personalized news feed. So that way they notice you're clicking on a lot of travel content, you're going to get more travel blogs. And we're moving towards amplifying also independent publishers, not just like the really big guys, but we also want to work with smaller publishers too. And I can just do a quick share as well of what this homepage looks like, just so people know when I say Microsoft Start, that's what I'm referencing. Oh, sorry, my computer's not working. Okay, so basically this is msn.com, but it's Microsoft Start. So Start and MSN go to the same place, and it's a news feed. So you're gonna just, the more you scroll, you're gonna see different articles. And right now you can see it's like Insider and Newsweek, and like what else we've got, New York Times. The idea is that this is personalized. So the more that you use this site, like it's gonna not just be the New York Times right there, but it'll also be an independent travel blogger, or like we have different variety in categories, but it'll be personalized. So that's kind of why Microsoft's doing it, is to get a more diverse content base on the platform. And then we also receive ad revenue from having content on the platform, as well as providing our people with ad revenue too. So it's supposed to be a mutually beneficial platform.
It is. It's amazing. And it's super easy to use. And I guess, we talked a little bit about how the program really benefits users in the sense that it offers up more personalized experience. In terms of creators, like how does this program best serve them?
Yeah, so for creators, essentially how it works is that we're a content syndication platform. So if you already have your travel blog, you would connect through your RSS feed or your WordPress plugin. And it's essentially just taking content you already have and then just feeding it into Microsoft Start. So it's a new way for you to get exposure to a new audience, and like Microsoft and MSN's audience, and then also earning ad revenue. So for all the articles that you feed onto us, Microsoft places their own ads, and then there's an ad revenue share that Microsoft gives. And then this is all, like, you can check this out in your dashboard where you can view your earnings report and your content analytics as well.
So I actually learned myself about Microsoft Start through WITS last year at WITS KC. The onboarding process, just so everyone else knows, was super easy from a creator standpoint. Personally, you literally just go to the site, you get a code emailed to you, and you basically install a plugin on your content management system. I have WordPress, and there's actually a dashboard within WordPress that you can check all of this stuff and even submit writing that you've already posted to your own blog. It's pretty amazing. And it's a really great way to drive to, even to say, for example, when working with brands, hey, your article that I wrote on my blog got, published on MSN. Like, that's a huge win for creators to be able to tout for themselves. Is there anything that you guys would want to tell everyone else about the onboarding process that we should know?
Just a few things to know is, onboarding should be really easy once you get accepted in the program. We do have different editorial guidelines, but what we're so excited, we loved going to the WITS Kansas City event, and just like the community that Wix has is such high quality creators that we are super stoked about. So we have a whole list of eligibility guidelines, which you can see when you apply, but we're basically looking for creators who post at least 5 times a month, content that's relevant, matches our editorial standards, which is pretty basic, just like good spelling and not being like, phrases on your platform, like things like that. So pretty standard that everyone would meet. And then there is currently a big wait list that we're getting through just because our team, we have a lot together with the wait list. So just know that when you apply, mark yourself as like WITS and we'll know it's from this event when there's a section for how you heard about us. And then, what was I going to say? Yeah, it might take a few weeks to hear back from us just as we're like redoing our onboarding process. But I essentially kind of help our creators as they get onboarded. And then Piper, who's our retention manager, really like helps nourish and make sure that you are like succeeding on the platform. So Piper can talk a little bit more about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then once you are onboarded in our program, I manage an online creator community, which is an awesome place for everyone to kind of come together. You can connect with other creators that are in the program. You can ask questions. I also put updates and announcements in there. We do some fun things too. I put out an editorial calendar every month. And if you can submit an article that fits within the editorial calendar, I collaborate with MSN social media channels, which are huge, and work with them to choose creators to feature. And we're actually ramping that up to about like a couple creators a week now. So big opportunity there. We're seeing like a lot of engagement and a lot of exposure when we feature people on the social media channels, which is cool. And then we also do fun challenges. Like right now we're running a monthly theme challenge. We've been doing it for the last few months, having you guys write new articles that kind of follow the theme. And then we're also featuring those on different MSN touch points, like the MSN homepage, like Lilia showed. There's little places that kind of like pop up and we could feature you on there too. So that's kind of where I come in, helping you with that, working with you also if there's any questions or issues you're going through, because we are still kind of more in a beginning phase of this program. And we are continuously trying to build this program so that it works well for creators. So your feedback is essential. So having you guys a part of the program and giving us that feedback so then I can kind of take that back straight to the engineers and straight to different teams to keep improving the program for you.
Awesome. See, Piper, I'm looking at you. I've applied a couple of times for the spotlights of the contents, and I'm like, just keep applying.
Yeah.
No,
okay, I'll keep you in mind. Yeah. We get
awesome.
so many.
Well, there's even like themed monthly content, challenges that are super cool. And yes, just a heads up to folks coming through the chat. After this event, you will receive an email where you can actually go directly to the program to sign up. So if you're looking to sign up, and it will tell you, or it will tell Microsoft Start Group that you are from this broadcast happening right now, and they will be able to take a look at your stuff and get back to you within a couple of weeks. All right. So I think now is a really, really great time to introduce Renee Cezio. I'm going to go ahead and bring you on, Renee. So Renee is a creator that's had a lot of success. So I've had some pretty good success that I'm pretty happy with on Microsoft Start on my own, but Renee has been killing it. Renee is a solo traveler, nomad writer, blogger behind middlejourney.com. She shares travel stories, tips, and ideas, but more than that, she hopes for her readers to find inspiration that sends them off on an adventure-filled story of their own. Since starting the Microsoft program in June 22, her page views and users have increased significantly, creating a huge boon for her solo female travel blog. Hey, Renee, welcome.
Hi, Jordan. Thank you so much for that wonderful intro. Appreciate it. Glad to be here.
Yes, thank you for coming. And just a heads up, there are some weather issues in Renee's area. So, we'll get as many questions as we can in, but if anything happens, stay on the line, guys. We'll keep informing you and keep talking to you about this product. No problems. So, Renee, what was it that interested you about Microsoft Start? Where did you learn about it? How did you get involved?
Yeah, I started last June, actually, when the program was still in beta. I had known a few people who work at Microsoft, and they knew that I wrote travel stories, that I was a blog writer when they were first kicking off the program, and they, gave me the link to join. So I think I was one of the early adopters of the platform. and signed up, back then. So I've been on the platform for a little while now, and I knew it would be a good program because it's through Microsoft. So they have the credibility, they have the reach, they have a really good audience. So I knew that compared to some other things that I could do with my blog and sharing my writing and syndicating it in different places, that Microsoft had really high credibility that I was interested in.
Yes. Thank you so much, Lilia and Piper, for being awesome at Microsoft. So Renee, how is it that you use the program? Like, have you developed a particular strategy over time? How do you use it between your blog and publishing to MSN or to Microsoft Start?
Yeah, well, like I think Piper was talking about, mostly I syndicate. I've done a couple of special stories just for the MSN audience to try and see how those resonate. But a lot of it is just sharing blog posts that I'm already writing on Middle Journey. I think you mentioned the widget that you'll put on your website. It's super easy to use. So when I write a blog on Middle Journey, I can just click a button and fill out like 1 or 2 questions, and it'll automatically send that blog to the Microsoft Start platform where people will start seeing it there. So mostly that's what I do because it works really well for me. So my stories get that extra reach on Start, and that drives a lot of traffic back to my website for me too. But when I post stories just on MSN, that helps grow my audience there a little bit also. Mostly I post between at minimum of 1 time a week up to 3 times a week. The more I post, the more audience I get, the more page views I get, the more comments, everything just exponentially grows, but a minimum of once a week.
Yeah, very cool. And so have you participated in, and like, Piper was talking about some of the programs that they're implementing. Have you been one of the awesome few to be selected for a spotlight? Have you gotten any of the like themed monthly content? Have you participated in any of these programs that they're doing sort of on top of awesomeness is more awesomeness? So.
Yeah, I think I've had an opportunity to, as an early adopter, so to speak, I've had an opportunity to provide feedback on the platform and be featured. I've also participated in some of the themes. It's really fun. One thing I'll say about this platform versus some other ones is that Piper and the team are really engaged. So Piper's somebody I interact with on a regular basis. She's actually in our community where we have a community of all of the bloggers and people asking questions, getting to know each other, following each other. So it's been nice to grow the community that way too, and get to know other travel bloggers and different types of bloggers and writers. But I think one of the things about the community and the themes, so they give you extra opportunities like ideas on things to write that they see are resonating within the platform, so that if you write on these topics, you might get extra boost from Microsoft or just in general, because that's what the readership is looking for at that time. And then also, some pay incentives have gone with the early themes as well. So I don't know if it'll continue how long, but definitely, writing on these themes, you get paid for just contributing altogether in addition to the extra outreach and eyeballs that you get.
Yeah, so we definitely covered like some features that you like about it, some of the successes that you've had with it. What would you say to anyone who is considering or on the fence about joining?
Well, I'm not sure why you'd be on the fence about joining. It truly, and I'm not paid to say any of this. It's been a great program. It's nothing but benefit for a blogger, especially if you're trying to grow your audience and you want to reach a really high quality audience too. And I think that's really a distinguishing factor. The Microsoft Start audience is a little bit different than some other audiences on other platforms. The comments I receive are often more thoughtful. So it's about that reach that Microsoft has. And if you've been following the news lately, that's growing and growing all the time. They're getting bigger and bigger, implementing new things. There's really no downside to it. You're syndicating your content. It doesn't take away from your own website. For me, it's only helped grown. My views have nearly doubled since I've started posting on the Microsoft platform. My social channels have grown. People keep finding me all over the place. So I really don't see see a downside to posting on Microsoft. I think if you're a blogger and you're looking to expand, it's a really great and super easy way to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was like super easy onboarding process. The dashboard is really easy. I love being able to click over and actually see it on the MSN site, look through comments. And I definitely love seeing the analytics in my little paycheck. Well, my little paycheck, your paycheck is much bigger, but income from the program, like actual income, is amazing, especially when you're getting started and trying to get your content out there. And it definitely helps followers. So the great news is that we have a ton of questions from everybody, and I'm going to start going through them, and you guys just jump in with who has great answers, and if multiple people have great answers. Kendra Kroll is asking, would that work with Shopify?
So basically you would connect your blog RSS feed or WordPress. So essentially, if you can connect your RSS feed or manually post on our platform, then yes, it can work with Shopify. We're not going into your Shopify account. Basically, you're feeding us from your blog, if that's like connected.
Yeah. Rashni Patel is wondering if we have an example of the dashboard.
Yes, we do. I will show what that looks like. Because I'm an internal account and I was having some major technical issues and my work computer broke right before this, I can't show truly what it looks like, but I'll show you what my internal view looks like. For example, like I have a test account with my own blog that I use. So I'll kind of just show you all what this looks like. So first, this is just what the homepage looks like. So when you apply and then when you do get accepted, then this is like where you actually go. Just so you can see that. And then this is like, for example, my personal test account on my business blog, which is like wellness themed. So you can see like these are examples of how I can see what content I've posted. And then you can click on these different places of like content analytics and like monetization. And then like you can see just updating your users places, checking out what you've signed to with Microsoft Start. This is like a dummy account, so you're not going to really see anything. But this is like basically you can see by day. If there was content here, you would see like the analytics for them. And then I also wanted to show you kind of what blogs look like on the platform. So I have like Renee's blog pulled up, so you can just see on Microsoft Start like how the blog actually shows up. So you can have a little bio, a link to the URL. Renee, actually, I'm like, you could benefit by adding your own blog link here and like link out Microsoft Start. You're totally welcome to do that. And then Jordan, like I also pulled up your blog just so people can see. So this looks so fun. This ultimate 7-day Portugal itinerary. I'm like, I would love to go to Portugal right now. And then here's another example of one of our travel bloggers who does really well on our platform. And so just so you can see, like, just so people have enough visibility into what it looks like. So this is actually how your blog, if you're connecting it, would show up on our site. So, catchy title, really beautiful photos, like really informative article. Like this is exactly kind of between like Renee and Jordan and like this blog. Like this is just perfect travel examples of what we're looking for.
Awesome. Martina Oki is wondering, she's thinking of starting a more diary style blog. Would that qualify?
That's a great question. It depends on, I guess, the content and the style of writing. And so our team manually reviews each application. I would say what performs best on our content is a little bit more like educational style content. I think we still can accept diary on like case by case, and if the content is like interesting and everything to our creators or to our consumers. But diary is a little bit more like it kind of depends on the situation, and also just making sure that it's labeled as opinion or kind of what the style is on the blog itself too.
Well, I saw somebody say they were looking at a trip to Portugal. You know where to go now. My blog post on a 7-day Portugal itinerary. Sarah Meyer is asking if the way in which you share content, does it pose any threat to your native site or content on your hosting space like WordPress? I think we covered that a little bit, but just for good measure.
I'll have Piper. Yeah, Piper, you can take that.
Yeah, so we're a syndication platform, but with that, we are in our own ecosystem, like separate from Google, essentially. So your SEO is not going to be affected whatsoever. It's completely separate through canonical tags. So any concern about that, like your native platform is going to be totally fine. Still getting your SEO. There's not going to be a competition between your blog that's on MSN versus the original one.
Very cool. And Adina Anderson is wondering if there's a tutorial for posting on MS Start. She's having troubles getting validated.
Yes. I would love to, Adina, if you don't mind dropping your email, or like now that we have your name up here, we'll take note of this and we can get in contact with you, making sure you're set up with onboarding. But yes, we have some kind of walkthroughs on our site and can also provide, like if you're already in the platform, we can also, like Piper manages our community platform where she'll like answer these types of questions too. So happy to help with that.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
And to go along with that as well, once you're in our program, another thing that I do is I do open office hours every week too. So if there's any of you who are already in our program, like Adina, who have issues like this, that's also awesome. It's kind of anyone can pop in and out, and then I kind of help you live go through some of your issues.
Very cool. Brianna Cohen is wondering, she found this on the website, that headings have to be at least 5 to 7 words long. Is this for blog article titles or subheadings within a blog article?
So
that's for the blog article.
Sorry, I think I'm a little lagged, honestly. Sorry about that. So this is also a guideline, I would say. So we give you like kind of tips and tricks of what we see works on the platform. So having a blog title, like the actual heading, not the subheading, be 5 to 7 words long seems to be like best for our readers.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, here's a question for Renee. I was actually searching for this because I saw it come through. So Renee, are you seeing much click-through to your website? Any tips for that?
Yeah, no, I maybe Piper would be able to answer this better. I get a lot of referral traffic from MSN now. It's my top referral channel since I joined. So yeah, there's a lot of traffic that comes through to my blog from MSN.
Okay.
And Renee, are you linking so on that profile that Lilia showed, you can have your your personal blog, but are you also linking your personal blog in every article?
Yeah.
That's
so
like
to read more about doing this in Michigan or doing this here, read more stories like this. So that's what's driving the traffic back, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I have just a little side success story. Not only are we seeing creators get referral traffic like that, but also we have some creators who write books or have other products that they sell along those lines. And we had one creator, she had an article go pretty viral one day. And within one day, she had 60 copies of her book sold, just because at the bottom of the article, she said, if you liked what you read, buy my book. So we totally allow for that sort of click through. If you're giving us your full like quality content article, and at the bottom, you could just do, like keep reading here.
I think too, doesn't it also transfer over when it publishes? Like if you have on your blog, you might also like with internal links, doesn't that also transfer over to MSN? So yeah, so people will actually refer back to your blog as well for those particular links.
Right. Yeah. And you could put, with the affiliate links, I see this question popping up. Yeah, you can still have affiliate links.
Okay. Very cool. Angela Dowdy is wondering, does my site need a minimum readership to qualify on the creator program?
It doesn't need a minimum readership. We just ask for so we are looking for new people to onboard. It's more high quality content and creators and a frequency of content. So I would say your frequency of content is much more important. We don't care as much about the minimum readership because we're looking for people. If you're a new blogger, but your content's awesome and you're ready to go full force and posting a certain amount of times per month, that's great. We don't the readership doesn't matter as much because we have a lot of the readership.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Marcy Chung is wondering, should niche travel sites apply, like destination specific sites?
Mm-hmm.
Our niche sites do really well. Like, definitely niche sites apply.
Do it, Marcy. Do it. And Lola is wondering, do certain niche sites do better in the program than others?
We definitely see certain categories do better than others. Travel is actually one of our top categories on Microsoft Start. But yeah, like any niche site, I feel like everyone's getting exposure, but so you guys know, travel does do really well.
Because travel is back. I feel
but
like
even like
Mm-hmm.
but I was gonna say, even the example of like Piper just shared about the women who sold her books, like it's such a niche site. Like she writes about historical days in history around like murder mystery things, like so niche, but does really well. So totally fine to like have a niche site on the platform.
Very cool. And you guys had mentioned earlier, Michelle Herman was wondering how often should we post? I thought I saw that earlier, looking for creators who are posting.
Yeah. I think so. The minimum that we're looking for someone to post is at least 5 articles per month, just to show that you're like actively posting on the article and it's fresh. We also encourage evergreen content as well. I think something that everyone should know about the program is very much a program like what you put into it is what you get out of. So if you're going to only post like 5 times a month, you're not going to see as good of like analytics or revenue back to you compared to someone who's posting every day that month, like 30 articles. I've also noticed that there's sometimes like a ramp up period to when we're like, Piper and I are not technical and we don't really know, like our engineering team is figuring so much stuff out about how things work and like where the algorithm goes. But I've noticed that if someone's posting consistently on the platform, they might not see revenue right away, but after a few months, like all of a sudden, like they're in a revenue tier. So I would say be consistent with it and post frequently is like how to really have the best experience.
And also to piggyback off of that answer with Lilia is remembering that we're also kind of like a news site. We're not like a traditional like social media channel. So with that, a lot of the times when you are posting your article, you are going to see an increase within the first 48 hours, and then it's going to kind of drop off. It's not like Instagram where all of a sudden a reel you posted a month ago is like big again. It's kind of like right when you post. So having that consistency so that you kind of keep riding these like high waves is definitely where we see the most success.
Okay, very cool. Is there a suggested word count for articles?
Yeah, the word count it's 150 words, or I think it comes out to about 450 characters is the minimum per article in order to get published.
Okay. And somebody had a practical question as well. If they have a Microsoft email account already, should they use that email or can they use their blog email, for example?
That's more of a personal preference. It won't affect your application either way. And it's more just how you want to sign on into your internal account. So personal choice.
Okay. Mama Latina Tips is wondering, is Spanish also supported on the sites? So if you have a multi-language site, English, Spanish, would Spanish articles be supported?
Piper, do you know the answer?
I think for right now we're only taking English written content and German. But if you submitted it in English, but I think that actually is coming down to the reader and what if the reader wants to MSN can translate anything anywhere for you. But Lilia, do you have an answer for that?
I don't think unfortunately, I don't think we currently are. And I think it's not, I feel like it was something really random why we can't, that's like being figured out. And I don't know if it was like around the it was maybe I think tax related or something where I don't know. It was something random that we couldn't figure out. But I will dig into this further. So I have a much more eloquent answer for this group.
Are there any restrictions of folks who can apply, like location based, Microsoft employees, non-US residents?
Yes, for our creators, we're right now that people have are, I think, based in like the US or Germany. Because but if you're like a nomad and you're traveling, because I know there's a lot of travel bloggers in here, that's fine as long as you have like an address that we can use. Also, again, for like the tax purposes and legality of things.
Okay. Suggested word count. Sorry, guys, I am scrolling through some of these. I guess overall, so we've had so many questions. It's actually pretty incredible. And I'm really excited for you guys. I'm excited to keep diving in and learning more as well. Maybe I can ask you, Renee, like what are you sort of hoping for in the future with using this program or looking forward to seeing with your site?
Yeah, well, I love traveling and I love writing, so I want to continue doing it and having, being able to share those stories and inspire other people that want to do it. I travel solo too, and I know, females traveling solo is really growing, so helping them feel more confident in doing it. So just having this place and this space and this community where I can amplify that story and get it to more people and just, continue to grow and share and write and travel, and working with Microsoft is helping me do that.
Very cool. And actually, just got an answer to the language question. US and Germany right now, or maybe, sorry, was that to Lilia? Sorry, was that the answer to residents?
Yeah, I thought someone had a question around, clarifying, maybe my sound cut out, but US and Germany right now. Canada is not open up yet, but I think later in this year it will be.
Very cool. And Lilia and Piper, what are your guys' hopes for the future of this program? You guys are on the very front end of this, sort of pioneering it. Where's this going to go? What is the, what are your hopes? Is there anything? Are there any sort of sneak peeks that we might be able to have as to what's to come?
I think I'm just excited, honestly, to know that Microsoft is like creating a program for creators to stay relevant. And I think that's kind of where the world's going. It's kind of cool to see like a big news site kind of take in consideration the small guys like all of us, the entrepreneurs and bloggers and individual content creators. So I just think that it's cool that that's happening. And I'm just hoping that it keeps going and that we just keep growing.
Yeah, I totally echo what Piper is saying. And I'm also really excited, just like the initiatives that Piper is working on to enhance the community are really fun, like the theme challenges and editorial calendar. So I'm excited to just see more of like the nourishment of getting our creators active and like featuring them wherever we can throughout like Microsoft's ecosystem. So providing opportunities is really fun for us, just like as we are both, outside of our work at Microsoft, we're both like, hustling on our own work. So I feel like it's really fun to bring that into this ecosystem and like make sure that we're just providing opportunities for people.
Absolutely. So for everyone tuning in and in the audience, just know that you can use this event link to watch the recording on any of these channels. We are literally streaming live right now on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. So if you see it anywhere, you can watch it, you can rewatch it. Also, everyone stay tuned that signed up. You will receive an email, just to mention again, in your inbox, all about the program and to click through and to learn more and sign up directly for it. And you should hear back within a couple of weeks from Microsoft Start Creator Program.
Thank you so much, everyone. I just wanted to, it's like me hopping in from the back just to say thank you. This was such good information for everyone watching. I know we got so many questions. I hope we were able to answer at least the majority of them for you. We will have a follow-up email coming to you so you can get everything you need there. But Jordan, nice moderating over there.
I was doing my best. There were a lot of questions flowing through and be bopping around. So I was trying to make sure I got to everybody, but also just know as well that all of us are here for everyone who still has follow-up questions. So anytime you guys need help, just tap us. You will definitely see Beth all over the place. I know that. A wonderful community, and probably me too. So
appreciate it. Lilia, Piper, thank you so much for being here. Renee, thanks for taking time out of your day. It was great to be able to hear from all three of you.
thank you guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
Everyone have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.